Hi freebies, welcome back. This is your girl Nikki with hashtag set free with Nikki T, and today we're going to talk about battery. The first signs of battery that we choose to either ignore or just allow to happen and enter into our lives. My first sign should have been when I was, the very first time, I was probably 7 or 8 months pregnant with my son. And I remember having a discussion, not sure why the conversation came up, but I'm pretty sure during these segments that it's going to come out because I'm going to be tapping into some of those past discovery of past issues throughout this journey of being set free. And I remember sitting on the sofa, and we had a pool table in the family room, and the individual, the individual baby daddy, the ex, was upset or perturbed of something again. Not really sure what the conversation was about, but I can remember sitting on the couch and sitting very, very still, and they threatened me with the pool stick. Now, just a verbal threat. It was nothing physically. There was no altercation or anything. But the first time it happened, it was like a physical threat. Like, hey, do you want me to, like I'm going to strike you with this, And I thought, I was very afraid because I was, very pregnant at the time. And I had my first child, my firstborn with me. And I thought, is this fool really going to do this to me and my baby, while my baby's sitting right here? But of course it didn't, it kind of dissipated. Nothing came about it. And but it left that thought that, gosh, one day, is this person really going to hurt me? But still, I didn't say anything because, again, remember, this is all very normal. This is all very normal to me because I've seen this happen. I've witnessed this happening. So I just, dismissed it as if, oh, okay, so, you said that's not going to happen. Nothing's going to come about that. But when someone says that to you, like now, if someone tells me that they're going to cause physical harm to me, and like I say, we'll get through it. We've got time. There's a lot of stories that's going to come out of this. I'm just kind of, trying to go back without going back detail by detail. One of my sisters, I come from a large family. I have a lot of siblings. And one of my sisters said, I'm going to write a tell-all book. I'm going to tell everything. And I thought, well, okay, a tell-all book. Really, people don't really read a whole lot of books. I love to read. So let me just say, I love to read. My husband is he's a paperback guy, and I like to do it on, I'm an e-reader. So I like to use my tablet. So I like to use my e-reader, my tablet or my laptop or something to read a nice, good book. So anyway, so I thought, well, that's interesting, that she's going to write a tell-all, and I'm going to do this hashtag set free segments with Nikki T, So everybody has a story. And everyone in my family that I've discussed this with or that I mentioned this to thought that this was a great idea, so I'm just waiting for some of them to join in and go with, do you remember this, or do you remember when, such and such, because you kind of bounce these things off of each other. But the first time that going back to when the battery started happening, the first sign or the first recollection that I have when it occurred was the verbal threat. I have learned over the years now that when someone says that they're going to do something to you, take it very, very serious. It is not a laughing matter. It is not a joke. They are threatening you to cause harm to you, to bodily harm you for a reason. Now, I'm just going to say for me, this should have been my first warning and my first clue. Being the woman that I am today now, I would take that as, oh, so your ass is talking about really hurting me. You really talking about reaching out and touching me like AT&T? Now, see, we're not going to do that. But then, like I said, this was, he's 33 now, so it's like 34 years ago. So this is a very long time, ago that, like I said, that my battery issues started coming up. And so I'm just saying, if you're in a situation and someone is telling you that they're going to do this, you need to seek help. You need to contact the authorities. You need to let them know, because there's so many beautiful souls that are no longer with us, simply because a lot of people have jealous rages or fits and bouts and things like that, to where they just don't process the fact that hurting me again, when you say you love me, that's not love. To hurt me isn't love at all. Love isn't painful. Love is a beautiful thing. It should be exactly what it is, love, and nothing else comes out of that. Nothing that should cause you any type of emotional distress, make you distraught, make you disturbed, anything that's going to cause you to feel uncomfortable or hurt and pain in any type of way. That's not love. So again, I recognize it now, and I would respond differently. And also, then of course, throughout the process of the relationship and of the marriage, at the time, I had not married the individual. And then after my child was born, we kind of went through some disagreements, so to speak, with religion and family. Again, all of these signs are very visible to me now, because I'm a grown woman and I can see them, and I'm no longer under a controlled individual who's causing me to be misguided or blinded by the truth and what's really actually happening to me. Whereas then I was unaware, because I was so very young. I was probably 19. I was 19 with my second child. And then I, of course, not wanting to go back to the family saying, hey, I messed up. I made a mistake. Here I am. There's 2 baby daddies in the picture. I don't want to be, the normal, that girl that everyone is, I'm the statistic now. I'm the statistic, and I'm already a young mother at a very young age. And so trying to save face and trying to show a light of, hey, I got it together. I'm doing well. Life is good. I was employed. I worked, a great life. And then here I have this individual who is now making me see a sign of some things that, that I'm not accustomed to, or I'm not like myself personally. And again, this is all just about me. So I didn't say anything. And then when I had my child, I, not out of love, but because, again, different people within the family, have their advice or suggestions, well, yeah, you should guys go ahead and get married. You shouldn't be living like this and sin, and you won't be blessed, and blah, blah, blah. And again, we'll go into a whole lot of what that means. When I say religion, what caused that to happen. So we get married, and when we get married, I'm still not feeling it, because now my son's life is at stake, because now I have to make a decision as to save my child because of the religion that, my child needed a blood transfusion, and it was a dead set no on the other parent. Oh, absolutely no. Here I am having my second C-section, bringing life into this world. And now my child comes early based on the fact that there's some, a battery situation that happens that caused me to go into labor very early, eight months pregnant. And now you're telling me that I can't save my child's life, which is what the doctor's recommendation was. So you want me to go a different avenue. And I make a choice, I make a decision, as a mom and as a mother, I want to do the best for my child. I mean, I don't care what you say or what you think or what's going on, and of course this is causing those anger issues, those problems to arise and to erupt again. And so here we are dealing with that, and I make a decision, and I let the hospital staff know that this is going to be a decision that I'm going to be making. So again, these are going to be in part